morning, welcome to another video. I'm quite busted after walking down here. First time fishing this lake in 13, 14, 15 years maybe. Long time. So long in fact that I genuinely couldn't remember how to get back down here again. I forgot my waders. Not a good idea. It's quite swampy in this particular area, so hopefully we get away with that. If I can get away without getting soaked, I'll be happy enough. So yeah, can't remember anything about this lake. I know there's good perch in it. I know there's a lot of pike in it. Can't remember anything about the depths, anything at all. So it's going to be a complete fact-finding mission today. I'm going to start off with a perch rod, cast that about, find the depths, get a bit of an idea of what's going on. Potentially, if I find a shoal of perch, then I'll switch onto the pike rod then and see if there's anything following that shoal. But yeah, let's see what happens. It's pretty windy today as well, so hopefully that doesn't affect the noise too much. I know it's quite cold. I'm regretting not wearing a monkey hat because my ears are freezing. But yeah, okay, let's see how we get on. Okay, first cast. You can see by the wind it's pretty blowy. I'm just going to try out close first, just to see what sort of depth it is. So it's reasonably shallow there. Water's still up because of the rain and the snow, so that's pushed me back a few feet from where I would like to be. And of course, as I said, stupid Simon forgot his waders. The wind's a bit of a nightmare to try and gauge the depth. It's just blowing the braid to the side. There is supposed to be quite nice perch in here now, so that would be nice to hit into one of them quite early. But I have a feeling the jig's just not going to do. I potentially have to switch on to a drop shot with a 10-gram jig head. This is 5 gram or 7. I'm not can't actually remember. Need to check it. And it's not giving me a good enough connection to the lure. It's too much of a bow on the line. The wind just hasn't give up all week. Storm at the weekend, and every day the wind's been 15-16 mile an hour. It just makes life that bit more difficult when you're fishing. Okay, drop shot tied, 10-gram weight on. Let's see. I can feel it sinking much quicker. It's crazy just what 5 to 3 grams difference makes. There we go, fish on. It literally took it on the drop. I didn't even have my camera on. And I hate to say it, I don't like saying it because I don't like scudding myself, but if this is the perch, it is massive. Chances are it's a pike. It's just a dead weight. Please be a perch. Just a dead weight, a couple of head shakes. None of the big lunging runs that you get from pike, but usually that only really happens sometimes when you get close. If this is a perch, it's probably in excess of 2 pound weight. How nice would that be? Probably, not joking, I'll probably cry and go home. Nah, it's a pike. Can't be disappointed all the same, but whenever you're perch fishing and you have that heavy weight, there we go, our perch. What a fish though, in terms of being fin perfect. Absolutely beautiful wee fish. Bar a wee bit of damage done to the tail, where obviously something bigger's had a go. But he's just the right size. Come on, that's where I'm standing. You don't want to stand there. Yeah, he was just the right size for me to think, is this a massive perch or a really small pike? But yeah, at least we're not blanking. Yeah, so he actually hit that on the drop. That only just cast out and went to wind in, and bang, he was on. So to give you a bit of a look at the setup I'm using, so I'm using 6 pound fluorocarbon. It's 10 gram drop shot weight. Then I'm using one of the L bait worms in orange colour. The rod, I'm sure I've mentioned it before, it's the Savage Gear SG2, one of the new range released there for 2021. 7'3", 221 centimeters, 3 to 10 gram. Super little rod. I've actually been using it quite a lot this last while. Really enjoy using it. Alright, so I tried to be clever, cast into a horrible swim. Can you guess the lure that I put on that I wanted to keep a secret? And I have hit a big fish way up the bank. Yeah, it's a pretty nice fish. Can we get him through the weeds? Who can guess the lure before I get it in? That fish is absolutely stunning. Hands down one of the nicest fish I think I've ever caught. And there you go. Hands down one of the nicest fish I've ever caught. Look at that there. That is fin perfect in every way. Amazing. The colours on it are super. Really nice fish. Certainly not a monster. You know what, maybe 8 pound maybe. And he just soaked me for good measure. So you might have seen it. Who guessed the lure? It's left me in a bit of a tangle. What else? Goby shot. So there you have it. The goby does it again. I'm really thinking of changing the name of the YouTube channel, the Goby Fan Club. Find my way around to the other side. I'm not going to lie, that's a walk I don't want to repeat anytime soon, other than the walk back obviously. It's not so much the distance that was the killer, it was the ground that it was walking on. It must be a serious runoff of water that comes onto this lake, and just where the ground meets the water, it was all swampy. It was like quicksand, so very difficult to walk in when you have quite a heavy bag and rods and nets and whatnot. So same principle as the other side. First cast with a drop shot, get a gauge of the depth, structure in the bottom. Such a great tool, not just for catching fish but for scoping out an area as well. For the amount of water that's running into the lake off the land, and there's a bit of a shuck there behind me as well, a bit of a drain running into it. The water's still really clear, even with all the rain of late. It's a shame I can't get up into those bulrushes up there. It's just, there's no access to it, but it looks so pikey. Super clear. Definitely reasonably deep out in the middle now. Eventually I'm going to have to brave it and go into the wind, but I think I'll enjoy the shelter as much as possible now. Have my lunch up here in the sunshine. No. Uh-oh. The famous goby could be dead. I lost the goby. I don't think I've ever been as gutted about losing a lure in all my life. Must be a huge weed bed out there, and it went into the weed bed and it must have caught rocks or something, because there's no way that 58-pound braid was going to snap in just weed. Devastated, absolutely devastated. I think we'll have a moment of silence. Okay, welcome to the far end of the lake. I did warn you, it was like the sea, the ocean, whatever you want to call it. Now I literally have a 10-gram drop shot weight on. I've cast it out, and every time I move the rod I can't even feel it. It's just, I actually cast it up that way and I'm pretty sure it's been drifted right down to the right hand side. Almost impossible to fish it. You can fish in near enough every sort of weather except wind. Back into the snags again. Yeah, okay. So that's been snapped maybe 4 times now. So I think I'm going to call it quits. This lake has beaten me today with the wind. Still, we caught fish. Happy enough for that. Really, really nice fish as well at that. But yeah, look guys, thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you again on the next video.